And hello, welcome to the 1v1 show, where nerd and pop culture class. I'm your host, Mikey, along with,
What up, y'all? It's your boy Gio Huey Flow.
and yeah, if you're new here, what we do on the show is we talk about one to three main topics. Today we have two: WandaVision and the Microsoft Bethesda thing. And we're going to be talking about WandaVision spoilers, by the way. And after those topics, we talk about a bunch of topics for about 2 minutes each. It's not really a set time limit, more of a guideline. But yeah, so we're going to start off with our main, first main topic of the day, and that is going to be WandaVision with spoilers discussion. So, yeah, so Gio, start us off with what happened.
So with the episode, we kind of, I believe, let's with the end of episode 8, right? We end up with kind of Wanda fighting against Agatha, with her having kind of the children, kind of by the neck with the with their like magical powers or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and then we kind of ended off there. And then we resume that with the reveal of White Vision, and we start off with kind of Wanda kind of trying to blast Agatha, get the kids. She's able to get the kids to safety,
Mm-hmm.
and where you have kind of a witch on witch fight. Which what did you think of their fight, of like the early part of their fight?
I thought it kind of reminded me of Iron Man versus War Machine a little bit, with their flying around, shooting stuff at each other through their hands. But it wasn't as I don't know. It didn't surpass my expectations, I would say.
I gotta say, you know what? It gave me a strong fucking Halloween Town vibes.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
I did not like that. Like I did not like it at all. It felt really like Disney Channel original movie.
yeah.
Um, which I guess is, I guess it's par, not want to say par for the course, but that didn't feel like an MCU fight. It felt like a Disney Channel fight. But I guess like Disney Channel original movies, it's usually set in the suburbs where there's no one around, and you have like these kind of cheap effects. So I
Yeah.
mean, it was what it was. Um, but yeah, what? Let me move on to the talking point. So we got the Wanda v Wanda fight. We had some cool or Wanda v Agatha fight. We got some cool moments in there, such as the part where Wanda uses kind of like her mind manipulation powers on Agatha, and like transports her into into kind of like the past to have her relive her memories.
Oh yeah.
But Agatha was able to kind of take it back on her and have all those like witches. I think it was, if because in the comics, right, Agatha's like, her backstory is that of like the Salem witches, which I'm guessing that's what they were going for. I don't remember if they ever actually mention like the Salem witches
Yeah.
in WandaVision at all.
No, they
But
didn't. Oh, okay,
they
no,
did.
not directly, but it's reference, I
It's like
guess.
implied, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then like you see them, the illusion witches end up tying up Wanda instead of Agatha,
Wait.
and
Hold
what's
on.
up?
I have an important call I need to take.
Oh,
But you can. I'll just be off screen for like a minute.
okay.
All right.
But anyways, as we move forward, we see kind of like the fight between Agatha and Wanda, and these witches are tying her up, and they're saying like, "Oh, you're the Scarlet Witch. You're the Scarlet Witch." And when you see the crown kind of forming on Wanda, which I thought was pretty dope. Like I'm a big Scarlet Witch fan. She is probably she's in my top 5. I want to say, of Marvel superheroes, or even just Marvel characters, right? Like for me, it's always like Doctor Doom and Black Panther at the top, and then you would have probably Scarlet Witch, Psylocke, and then I don't know, maybe I don't know who my 5 is. Maybe Spider Man. Spider Man's in my top 10 for sure, but I have to relook. Let me see what my figures say. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I am very much I'm very much excited that we had at Wanda get her new costume because when she came out in Age of Ultron, like they were like, yeah, her costume would look kind of silly. Like we kind of had to tone it down to give it like a modern look, which it was understandable for the time. But if we're going batshit crazy now that magic has been established in the MCU, right? And the fact that now it makes sense for her to have that kind of like that kind of kind of costume. I'm excited for it. Now, during the Wanda v Agatha fight, right? We also get the White Vision showing up, the all White Vision showing up, and kind of attacking, and we get this kind of vision on vision fight. We get like Wanda versus Agatha, and what I really enjoyed, well, I did like this clip that this quip. It's all good. I was just talking about how Vision. I talked about Wanda's costume. What do you think of Wanda's new costume?
Oh, it's dope. It's really dope. Do you not like it?
Oh, I loved it. I've been waiting for. I was actually initially disappointed in Wanda's original costume in Age of Ultron, but it made sense.
Like it was just like regular ass clothes, damn near.
Yeah, it made sense though, because it's like okay, we're not gonna have her just flying around in like, some costume out of nowhere, like. But now that magic has been established like thoroughly in the MCU, it makes sense for her now to have this costume because of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and it feels natural the way it looks too.
Yeah. And then I moved on to like Vision, the White Vision showing up. Saying I like the quip that
that whole interaction made the entire show for me.
The Vision on Vision fight?
Yeah, in the library? And they're talking, and the way they fight is by having a philosophical discussion.
It's very much in line with the character.
Yeah, it's so good. It was so good. And then like, if I'm not really him, I'm just an idea of him. And then, but yeah, wait, sorry, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
I was like, I very much enjoyed the ship of Theseus argument.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, if you the ship of Theseus, if you replace every piece, like, is it still the ship of Theseus? And that's very much true for the Vision. And a lot of people were very much like confused as why the White Vision, after he got the Vision's memories, like why he like just kind of was left, like he was out the whole episode. But I mean, I think it's good that they're kind of saying he's gonna show back up. Like White Vision is gonna show up again.
Most likely in Doctor Strange. I would say.
Yeah, and we'll get to kind of like the implications of that, because I think Doctor Strange isn't the only kind of Marvel property that WandaVision kind of alludes towards. We get the first post-credit scene, but after the ship of Theseus fight, one thing I don't know if you caught this, Mikey, but but during the fight with Agatha, she opens the Darkhold, right? Which is a book that was actually in
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield, right? So I don't know if there's any implications of that, or because I didn't watch.
I read a thing about it. The writers of WandaVision, they're like, oh, that Darkhold, yeah, that's the Agents of Shield Darkhold. This is the MCU Darkhold. So pretty much saying that the Darkhold represented in Agents of Shield is a lie and fake, and yeah.
Well, because didn't that show establish that it's in a separate like universe?
Yeah, and then like it had a Ghost Rider involved and stuff. Like that was a dope storyline, but yeah, it's not canon anymore.
Okay. So, anyways, let me ask you about this. What did you think of like the fight with when Sword was able to get in, and you kind of have that like Avengers like kind of pan, but it was like Vision, Wanda, and the kids. It was
they had that little Incredibles hero pose.
Yeah, it's very much Incredibles to me.
Yeah, I actually liked that.
Yeah, I thought it was a little corny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but then like I think it checks off the box. Like, all right, yeah, we had this family established in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And then now
Oh,
it's okay. It's like, all right, comic book readers, we gave you your family, and now let's get back to the MCU.
I forgot to mention this, but at one point, Wanda, she releases everyone from her mind control, and then you have the mom from that '70s show like come up and like tell her like just kill me.
Dude,
Like
yeah, it
damn,
was
like
so crazy. Like, especially seeing the actress from that '70s show saying that, because she's such a
yeah,
happy-go-lucky woman,
it was just like
saying
oh
dark shit
shit.
like that. Like, bro,
Like Wanda's the villain. Like
straight up.
like Wanda is the villain of this show. Like she is. Like and that's we'll get back to that point later, but it very much it does give me um one of my biggest complaints of the series as a whole. Um, because I feel like Wanda is legit the villain of this show, and she
Yeah.
kind of gets away with it. But we'll touch on that point afterwards. Then we move on to Photon. What the fuck is their actual name?
Oh, yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau. Yeah, we move on to Monica Rambeau being trapped in that house with Quicksilver, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not Quicksilver.
It's not Quicksilver,
It's
but
Ralph Boner. They made a Boner joke.
Boner. What was it? Wasn't that like a throwback to some like '90s sitcom where like there was one character named Boner?
Um,
I think I read that somewhere. But anyways,
but yeah, what do you think
if anyone,
about that? Like, Pietro not being Pietro.
eh, I mean, like I kind of knew something like that was gonna happen. Like I knew that Pietro or like his appearance was gonna be more of a cameo than like anything
Mm-hmm.
like really impactful to the MCU. But it was still a little disappointing. What did you think?
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. Like, it's pretty much the Kevin Feige saying like, "Haha, got you guys."
Yeah, and I think I read somewhere where the director of WandaVision didn't want it to feel like a prank, but it kind of
You know, it straight up was a prank. Like, we
it was a prank.
had all of us super hyped for the multiverse, and then, but yeah, I think the director also said like, "Yeah, but you guys know that the multiverse is coming. It's going to happen. Mutants are coming." And it's like, "Yeah, but we thought it was that. We thought this was it." And then only to pull I guess, the rug under us, be like, "Psych, it's not the mutant from the X-Men movies. It's just some dude that looks like him with the name Boner." But yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I think also a lot of people were disappointed because I think like Agnes talking about Ralph the whole time. People were like, "Oh, who's Ralph? He's never shown up. Like, who's Ralph? This." And I think a lot of people, there's a lot of theorists who thought that Ralph was going to end up being Mephisto or that there was going to be that involvement.
yeah, and then Paul Bettany was even scared about talking Mephisto in the press tour, so people
Yeah,
thought Mephisto was involved.
I'm honestly not surprised that Mephisto wasn't going to be like really shown or involved in this. I thought that Agatha was going to be like a lackey of Mephisto, kind of like how Loki in the first Avengers was like a lackey to Thanos.
Oh yeah,
I thought that that's the role they were going to go, but they didn't even hint at him.
yeah.
Which like I said, it's a little disappointing, but I'm not too surprised.
All right, let's talk the after credits while we have time.
Oh yeah, we only got like 2 minutes left. After credits, the first one was Monica Rambeau and kind of leading in towards Captain Marvel with like the Skrull agent coming up and saying, "Oh, old friend of your mom's wants to talk to you," and it kind of pans upwards, leading that it's obviously Nick Fury,
Yeah,
right?
and I wasn't satisfied with Monica Rambeau's character arc in this show.
No, she very much was, I believe, underused. Even that scene when she like were protecting the kids from getting shot, and she
Oh,
used her powers.
yeah, the director said that they had a scene where Randall Park, I forgot his name, and Kat Dennings and all of them, they had a scene. I forgot what it was. Like they had their own like separate beeline story arc in the finale, but they cut it out due to timer or something. I don't know, but yeah.
That's whack. Because I thought Randall Park was. I think Randall Park is the best part of the show. He's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like him and Kat Dennings were the heart of the show in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I want them to get like some type of spinoff or at least more involvement.
Give us Agents of Sword, if and make that connected. Unlike Agents of Shield, which they falsely promoted as hashtag it's all connected. Leo, are you frozen?
No, am I?
Yeah, like even on my Discord, you're frozen.
What the fuck?
Like,
how do I fix it?
You have a nice smile though.
God damn it! I hate my smile. Hold up.
You wanna just let's
What if I take
back.
off my camera?
Yeah, shut it off and come back.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. Wait, move around. Oh, now your sound is off.
No, I'm on push to talk.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we're going back.
Okay.
All right, so now the time limit is over. No more WandaVision spoilers. It's safe to watch. In their show. So our next topic, this happened yesterday. I have no idea. I don't know anything about this. Gio, what can you tell me? Hold on, hold on. What the fuck? Wait, I didn't even set it up right. What can you tell me about this Xbox Bethesda thing?
Yeah, so they had this is very much as far as they had Xbox and Bethesda had a what's the word I'm looking for? They had a live stream yesterday, I believe. It was either yesterday or Thursday. So as far as the stream itself was very light on news, but I think because we knew about the Bethesda Microsoft deal for a while now. It's been about a month, I want to say. Mm-hmm. Right? We started hearing about this. And what this does is this kind of gives us some more details on the deal itself and kind of gives us implications of what the future of their partnership is going to be and how that kind of affects just gaming as a whole, right? Excuse me. Ugh.
You good?
Yeah, no, I'm dying. I'm good. I wish I had some water, but I'm dying. So they had a live stream. Basically, the live stream you could boil it down to basically just fucking Pete Hines and Todd Howard and God, what's the name of the Xbox boss? Phil Spencer, kind of just sitting around and talking about, oh, it's great to work with y'all. We've always had like you know that kind of like corporate like we're that corporate speak. But they did announce some things. I mean, first thing is the deal is now official. Also, 13 games are coming to Games Pass. And those games are Dishonored Definitive Edition, Doom 1993, Doom 64, Doom 2, Doom 3, Fallout 4, Prey, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and Elder Scrolls 5 Sky. What the fuck was Skyrim? I almost said Sky Sword, but that's fucking Zelda. Skyrim, The Evil Within, Wolfenstein: The New Order, and Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. If you look at kind of their press release, they say that it's 20 games coming to Games Pass, but 20 of those games are already on or 7 of those games are already on Games Pass, so it's not really newsworthy. But they're kind of marketing that way, saying like 20 old Bethesda games coming to Xbox. Here's the cool thing though, that they did mention during the stream is that those 13 games are going to be getting like 4K support, and also they're going to roll out FPS boosts for those games. So they're going to be getting like the full like new gen
per second.
Yeah, 60 frames. Exactly. Okay. They're going to be getting the new gen, or is it current gen? Do we call PS5 current gen or new gen?
I guess new gen, because not everyone has it yet.
Yeah, because me and you were both kind of lucky to be to have PS5s. I don't. Neither of us have a Xbox, but that kind of also leads to the conversation, right? That we had this discussion with some of our friends yesterday about what is the point of even having an Xbox if everything that they're going to move is also PC.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone in chat could let us know, like, what's the point of having an Xbox Series X or a Series S if you already have a high-end PC? Maybe price, right, would be the point. But if you're already PC gaming, you already have access to Games Pass, and you already have access to kind of like their catalog. Another thing that Phil Spencer ended up confirming during this kind of stream is that they are going to be getting exclusive games.
Do we know? Which they are?
We didn't know that before. We don't know what they are, but we didn't know what the deal was because of kind of a couple things, like the game Deathloop. Is it still a PlayStation 5 exclusive?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that being said, it's going to be kind of weird, right? That a studio owned by Microsoft is creating a Sony exclusive, even though the deal happened, after kind of that Skyward, not Skyward, that Deathloop deal was made in place.
Wait, so did he say anything about that or no?
No, they mentioned this previously. They said they're going to honor any existing contracts that they had, like, for example, like Deathloop being a PS5 exclusive. But now that these Bethesda studios are Microsoft studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how trippy is it? Are you going to play Deathloop?
Yeah, probably, most likely.
It's going to be trippy, dude. When you put in a game, you boot this up on your PS5, and like right in the beginning it says Microsoft Game Studio.
Oh yeah, that is weird. Huh.
I mean, we kind of have that now too, right? With I don't know if this is something we covered on the show, but MLB The Show, created by Sony Santa Monica, or no, Sony San Diego. Okay, the baseball game, right? They went multi-platform, right? So now you can buy that game for Xbox, boot it up, and then the logo on your Xbox, it'll say PlayStation Studios.
Oh.
Right. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of trippy that the world we live in, because this, me and you, we grew up in like the
golden age.
The console wars, right? Where at first it was like Sony and Nintendo, no, not Sony, Sega and Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then it was Sega, not Sega. Then Sega pretty much lost. Then we had Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox.
Yep.
And then now, like, Nintendo's just kind of doing their own thing, but now it's like Sony and Xbox.
Yeah. Well,
so
Yeah, and it's good.
Anyways, moving on. Also, they gave some updates on Starfield, just saying that basically not that much. They said that it's going to be plugging along.
Dollar in the chat says, yeah, but I think it's the feels of being on the couch. But you're right in the sense of it's a bit unnecessary to buy the Series X if one has a high-end PC. So yeah, actually that made thought of another thing, like, what if people just want a dedicated gaming system and they're not really tech wizards with the PC and all of that stuff. They just want to plug and play.
Yeah, totally. No, I see that too, because like when it comes to like PC gaming, like, you're guaranteed to not guaranteed, but for the most part, right? Any game that you buy for your system is going to work, right? New shit on like Steam and Epic Games, what is it? Fucking Epic Games Store. Like, you don't know if those games like run on your PC. Like, you got to constantly buy new parts and upgrade and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a convenience thing.
Yeah.
Right. Also, to Doliarim's point is that we also got to remember that like Xboxes and actually, you know what? I just thought a good point. What if you want to play on a big ass TV?
True. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's long HDMI cords where you can hook up your computer to your TV and stuff. But how many people do that really?
Yeah, yeah. Even because people who like PC game usually they have big monitors, but it's not like a 70 inch or like a
Yeah,
65 inch or
or
anything
an
like
eight,
that.
or 100 inch.
Okay, well, all right. We know your projector. Oh, ass. Anyways, um, but yeah. Also, another thing is like we got to remember that these consoles aren't just gaming devices as well. Like you have your Netflix and your Hulu. So if you do also kind of want like a plug and play, just so like I want to switch from a game and then I want to switch to like watching a movie. I think it's just the convenience of it all.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. But anyways, kind of moving on. I mean, we also got to look at the studios that they ended up acquiring. So they ended up acquiring Bethesda Game Studios, which we know is behind the Fallout series as well as Elder Scrolls series. ZeniMax Online, I believe they run the Elder Scrolls Online game. Arcane, who is doing Deathloop, as well as what else did Arcane? They did Dishonored series. Tango Games Works, which is doing the Evil Within, and they have that also. They have that Tokyo Ghostwire. You know the game I'm talking about? I think it's also a PS5 exclusive. It's the game in Japan, the horror game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they haven't really given any updates on that game. The last time we saw it, I believe, was the PS5 reveal showcase from last year.
Uh-huh.
So, we don't really know much more about that game. Machine Games, which does the Wolfenstein games, and then ID Software. What do they create? Oh, they do Doom.
Oh,
They do the Doom games.
huh. Interesting.
Right. Also what I just realized, so in that list of games coming to Games Pass, Mikey, we have Doom 1993, Doom 64, Doom 2, Doom 3, and then they have Doom. What's the last Doom game that came out? The one last year. Doom.
Oh shit. I forgot. Wait, Duke Nukem Forever?
No, not Doom Nukem. It's Doom. It's the Doom game from last year. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm blanking out.
Doom Eternal.
Mm.
Doom Eternal is also on Xbox Games Pass. Doom from 2016 though, nowhere on here.
Yeah,
It's pretty weird. It's a weird admission.
And then it's interesting because they're coming out with the Doom 3 VR version, a port for PSVR.
Yeah. How interesting. Oh yeah, that's another thing though. Also, you brought up VR, right? Because Xbox doesn't have doesn't have their own standalone VR kit, right? As opposed to Sony, who does, right? So what is Bethesda going to do with their VR
titles
initiative?
Yeah,
exactly. Are they just going to be PC only? Are they going to move them? Are they going to work with PSVR? Like the fact that they have announced that they're owned by Microsoft and they will have exclusive games, right? How does this lend into kind of the greater role of Bethesda moving forward, right? Are we going to have to buy either an Xbox or a PC to play Bethesda games in the future once all current contracts are out, or are they going to play nice, or is it like a case by case thing, like the Indiana Jones game, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be exclusive? I mean, it seems kind of a lot to just leave it on the table.
Yeah, and in this day and age, like there's a lot of crossplay going on. So maybe like the relationships between these companies aren't as divided as it was, say, 5 years ago.
Yeah, I would say because even Phil Spencer has come out and said that he believes that the kind of like fanboy like console war stuff is like dumb. So I think the days of that happening are pretty much done. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think for me the smart play for Xbox would be to kind of play this like case by case, as far as okay, which consoles do we think? What would be better for us if we hold what exclusively, and what do we go multi-plat with?
Is there a machine in your background?
That's my computer itself.
Okay. Never mind. I was like,
yeah, it does that sometimes. Like if I've been running it for too long.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways, but yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, like I said, I think Xbox. I think they're gonna play this smartly. They're gonna kind of see like what games, kind of what should they hold as exclusive, what should they have as multi-plat, and kind of play it by ear. I mean, they've been making kind of the right moves so far as kind of making customers happy. And I don't think they're going to shut off everything Bethesda to just Xbox, but at the same time, they could hold like one or two of the big hitters back.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
I wonder what would happen if Deathloop becomes like a really dope ass game. Are they? I mean, they'll still support it, obviously, but like, will they make a sequel?
Huh?
I don't know. It's too early to say, but interesting.
Well, that's kind of like the issue that happened with Bayonetta. Are you familiar with that series? What's up?
What happened with that one?
Okay, so Bayonetta, are you familiar with the game at all?
Yeah, hack and slash.
Okay, yeah, it was like a hack and slash, very Devil May Cry-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally released for the Xbox and the PlayStation by Platinum Games. People were livid when there was a sequel made, but it was made exclusively for the Wii U.
The fuck? Huh?
Oh, your audio.
I'd be pretty triggered by that.
But here's the thing, right? Because the guy who created the game, the guy who created the series, what was his name? Kamiya. He ended up saying, "Look, Nintendo came that series died because it did not sell, right? Nintendo came to us and pretty much gave us the money to publish and make the game exclusively for them.
Oh, so it was it was a cult classic, and fans were mad that they took money.
Yeah, they were like, well, they were like, that series could have died, or we took Nintendo's offer to make a second game. So if you want it published on Xbox and Sony, go ask Nintendo because they're the ones that paid for it. So, are we gonna have kind of the same deal here? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So so that brings us to the end of our main topic discussion, and so that I think that pretty much brings us to the end of the show. Oh wait, no, I lied. We have a whole set of subtopics that I'm trying to set up right now and get ready. Hold on.
Anyways, what's up, chat? How y'all doing? Well, Mikey said set up.
All right.
Y'all having a good day? Y'all gonna get some good lunch? I'm fucking starving, actually.
All right, and now we are going to talk about a bunch of topics, starting with Comic-Con. So, what's happening with Comic-Con is that they made the decision to go virtual once again for 2021, just like last year. And they said it is the policy of the organization to continue to closely monitor information from local and national healthcare officials as it pertains to the pandemic. Never could we have imagined that what the world experienced in 2020 and continues to experience today. As a result, the organization has made the challenging decision to postpone Comic-Con 2021 as an in-person gathering until our 2022 dates, and once again hold this year's celebration as the free online Comic-Con home experience. Unfortunately, the challenges of the past year and multiple postponements of our large events have left us with limited financial resources, so this year the online experience will be reduced to a 3-day event going from July 23rd to the 25th. And so one has to wonder how in-person events will follow suit, like say like film festivals, E3, and yeah. So
I think E3 already said that they're canceling in person. They're just going to do online.
But virtual conventions are starting to become a thing, and not all of them has been failures. Like most of them, like the virtual DC fandom turned out to be an actual good one, right?
I was pleased with it.
Yeah, and then because a lot of the conventions, the last minute, like they try to get it together, and then like it feels very scuffed, and you can tell that it's been put together. But yeah, so Comic
Yeah.
Con is going to be virtual for 3 days for free on July 23rd and 25th. So, uh, speaking of nostalgic cartoons and stuff that we like, hold on, I even Gio, what can you tell us about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
All right, so this was actually announced, I want to say Thursday morning, and the internet was like hyped for this. Basically, they're releasing a new game called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Is that the title? I believe so.
Yes.
Shredder's Revenge. It's a new kind of retro beat 'em up style game, very similar to Turtles in Time. Mike, you remember Turtles in Time, right?
Oh yeah, that's just dope.
It's yeah, like when it comes to like classic beat 'em ups arcade, being at like Scandia or Chuck E. Cheese or like arcades, like there's like I think of three games like Ninja Turtles, The Simpsons, and then the X-Men one.
Oh yeah.
Right? Those are like the three, and I think they're all made by Konami. But anyways, so we just got announced to a new retro style Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, kind of made in that '90s style. And the thing that's exciting about it is the dev team that's working on it has developers. I believe two of the lead developers who worked on the Scott Pilgrim versus the World game, which a lot of people like really love, and I actually owned it on my PS3,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say that it's very much a great beat 'em up. But also the publisher that worked on that published Streets of Rage 4, which also a lot of people love that game. Apparently, that's like a great beat 'em up. They're also they're the ones publishing this game. So you have the nostalgia, you have the right franchise, you have the dev team, you have the right the right publisher. A lot of people are saying, okay, this seems to be working all within the cards, right? And then not only that, but if you look at the trailer, they have a new version of the theme song being played.
Oh
So
what? I need to check that out.
yeah,
Is it good?
I would definitely recommend checking out the trailer. It's pretty cool. Um,
Nice.
but yeah. Anyways, speaking of video games, Mikey, tell me about PlayStation.
So, PlayStation has decided on the PlayStation Store that they're no longer going to offer movies and TV shows because who buys those things when we have streaming services? They said we've seen tremendous growth from PlayStation fans using subscription based and ad based entertainment streaming services on our consoles. With this shift in customer behavior, we have decided to no longer offer movie and TV purchases and rentals through the PlayStation Store as of August 31st. So you have until the end of August if you want to rent or buy a movie or TV show off the PlayStation Store. But good news for people who do rent or buy off the PlayStation Store is that you will always have access to those things. And yeah. But if you still want to continue renting stuff, there'll be services like YouTube, Amazon Prime, and Vudu, and yeah, so much more. So yeah, does this affect you, Gio?
Not really. I mean, I don't. Like they said, I don't buy movies like digitally. Like I don't think anyone really does. I think either you watch it on a streaming service or you get the physical copy.
Yeah, I think the last entertainment thing that I bought digitally was Mulan, the live action one, because I was with my family and wanted to watch it early, and then yeah, I wish I just waited 3 more months to watch that for free.
Yeah, because I heard it wasn't good.
Yeah, no. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I got to say about that. Uh, so Gio, I don't know have actually I don't know anything about Evangelion to segue into it, but speaking of movies, tell me about you and Evangelion.
All right, so a couple of things. The last movie of the Evangelion
Oh, Gillion.
rebuild,
Okay.
Evangelion, it's 3 Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0. Very fucking confusing title. It was actually released. It's released, I believe, this week. I mean, it's one of those things where even if you haven't watched it, you have heard about it, right? You've heard people talking about it. It's a very much a beloved anime from the '90s. People say it's a seminal work, like it's like one of the key foundations of anime. People love Evangelion. Throughout the years, the creator ended up creating 4 movies that were kind of like a retelling or a reimagining of the story. The last one that came out was in 2012, so it's been 9 years since the last movie. This one was released and shattered a bunch of records, specifically IMAX records. Right? It has the highest. It's the highest opening day earnings in Japan as far as IMAX.
Okay.
Which it earned $740,000, which doesn't seem like a lot, but you got to remember that Japan has a much smaller audience than we do.
Mm-hmm.
From what I hear, Japan is roughly around the size of California.
Yep, it is.
And then the IMAX screens, they were only accounting for 10% of the opening day gross, with 1.2% of IMAX, and the screens were only 1.2% IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
So the total gross of the opening day film was $7,882,000. But it's shattering records. I'm not surprised. People love Evangelion. It's not on Demon Slayer level like crazy success, but if it wasn't for COVID, maybe it could have been, but who knows? But yeah, I'm excited. I love Evangelion. This has been the kind of talk of like waifu war. This Evangelion is the beginning of waifu wars.
What? Waifu
Yeah.
wars?
Yeah, Evangelion is the beginning of waifu wars.
What? What the hell? Wait, tell me about this.
Okay, so you know what a waifu war is, right?
No.
You know what a waifu war is?
No, I'm not a weeb.
Oh, God damn it. Waifu war is basically motherfuckers arguing on the internet about which girl is better.
Oh. Okay.
This is the beginning of waifu wars. This is where it started. And now it's like, all right, like, there's like jokes on the internet that like, motherfuckers, you have been arguing about this for like 20 years. And now it's done. So, yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, right? Speaking of hopping into a different reality, Mikey, tell me about PSVR.
So, after a long silence from PlayStation about Sony PSVR, people thought it was dead. But it's not, because they just had a new spotlight last week where they announced a couple of new games for the PSVR. And also, with the spotlight, they announced... Oh, no, you said this 2 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, wait, I did say this. That they announced that PSVR 2 is happening and it's going to be... still have a cord. But there's rumors saying that they might have an option to be cordless. And, yeah. So, anyways, but the games that they introduced, one of them was a JRPG-inspired MMO. And I don't really play JRPG MMOs. Oh, wait. The game is called Zenith. And it looks really nice. It looks really cool. Like from lush canopies to the Emerald Forest, to turquoise blue waters at the Radiant Coast, to the hyper-futuristic city of Zenith itself. We built a stylized fantasy world dripping with detail. And the trailer looks amazing. And they say in Zenith, you can climb anything. Use your hands to climb up the sides of skyscrapers or giant cliff faces, discovering secret areas. Or you could fly, and you have limited stamina, which increases as you explore the world. So, an open world in VR sounds pretty dope. And then the next game is I Expect You to Die 2. I just beat that game yesterday, and it's probably one of my favorite VR experiences ever. I put that in the top 5. That's a 10 out of 10 VR game. And so I'm super excited for that. And then they have another game called Song in the Smoke. Gave me Far Cry vibes. It's a nature survival game. I'm not sure about it, but the trailer looked interesting. And then they have another game called Fract, which pretty much looks like Uncharted in VR. Like, it's dope. And then they announced Doom 3 VR, which is interesting because we talked about the Bethesda thing. But yeah, which is coming out at the end of the month. And the thing I'm most excited for is After the Fall, which is pretty much the Left 4 Dead VR, where it's a co-op with other VR players, and you survive and fight zombies together, which sounds super dope. And I wish my friends had VR with me, but I'm gonna be playing with internet strangers. But anyways, speaking of dope brands that people love, Gio, what can you tell me about Square-Enix?
All right, so Square Enix announced a showcase for, I believe, their spring 2021. It's going to be live streaming on the 18th, I believe, at 2 o'clock. And they gave a list of what they're going to show. Right? Don't expect something like E3 level or anything like that. But they announced they're going to show off a new Life is Strange, new Outriders, Tomb Raider. They're going to announce plans for Tomb Raider's 25th anniversary, Marvel's Avengers, Just Cause Mobile, and Balan Wonderworld. Right? Now, you may be looking at this list of games and being like, I'm kind of whatever on this, right? Balan Wonderworld was something that I was kind of hyped for when it first was announced because it was made by Yuji Naka, the guy who created Sonic the Hedgehog and Nights into Dreams. And I love Nights into Dreams. But I've heard they released a demo and people are saying that this might possibly be the worst thing they've ever played.
Really?
So, yeah. Like people were saying like this is like a fever dream of bad. Marvel's Avengers, I mean, we've talked about the struggles that Marvel's Avengers has had. They just announced a couple like updates that one that made people happy and two that made people pissed off. Like the thing they announced was that you're allowed to replay the single player now, which apparently you weren't able to before, which I thought was a weird thing.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
And then two, they slowed down leveling, so people were pissed about that. Tomb Raider, I mean, I've heard the 3 new Tomb Raider like reboot games were good, so we'll see what they announce. So Outriders, I haven't heard much about Outriders. I know that it was big on streaming for a few days. I don't know if it still is. And then Life is Strange, I think that's the kind of the headliner because people are wondering like, okay, are they going to announce a new side game? Or is it going to be Life is Strange 3? Because I think they just wrapped up Life is Strange 2. So I've never played the Life is Strange games, but I've heard they're good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I think I have that game. I just never got around to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I heard they're good. But anyways, speaking of the third in a series, tell me about Creed 3.
So, they announced that Creed 3 is going to be coming out next year in Thanksgiving with Michael B. Jordan, the actor who is playing Creed. He's directing the movie himself, which should be interesting. And it's going to be produced by Ryan Coogler, former collaborator with Michael B. Jordan from the Black Panther. So yeah, he's producing this movie with Michael B. Jordan directing. And Michael B. Jordan said, "Directing has always been an aspiration, but the timing had to be right. Creed 3 is that moment, a time in my life where I have grown more sure of who I am, holding agency in my own story, maturing personally, growing professionally, and learning from the greats like Ryan Coogler, most recently Denzel Washington and other top-tier directors I respect. All of which sets the table for this moment. This franchise and in particular the themes of Creed 3 are deeply personal to me. I look forward to sharing the next chapter of Adonis Creed's story with the awesome responsibility of being its director and namesake." So yeah, I'm actually really intrigued by this news because Michael B. Jordan's been working with really good directors and filmmakers, and he seems like a student of his craft. Much like
Ryan?
both actually, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. Like Michael
Ryan?
B. Jordan gives me a like Joseph Gordon-Levitt vibes, where like they've been acting since they were a kid and they grown like to hone their craft and like they go even above it, like above their profession of acting and then go into different areas. So
Didn't I was gonna say, didn't Ryan Coogler? He also directed a Fruitvale, right?
Yeah, that's how they met.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they've been working together for a while.
yeah, and Fruitvale Station is fun fact. Fruitvale Station is what pretty much catapulted Michael B. Jordan's stardom into Hollywood space. But speaking of Hollywood stardom, Gio, or actually I don't know if this is Hollywood stardom. Uh, hold on. What can you tell me about Azalea Banks?
All right, so Azalea Banks, if those of you who aren't familiar, she's a rapper from the United States who was. She's pretty much known for like the crazy things she does and says more than her music. I mean, I don't listen to Azalea Banks. I don't think I've ever listened to one of her songs, but she apparently she had like some people like praise her, like they say that she makes good music. So I don't know much about her, so I can't speak to the tune of her music. But she is known for getting into a lot of like fights with people online. Like I can't even name them off. Like she's just gotten into arguments with a bunch of people online and called out a bunch of people. I think the last one I saw was Joe Budden, who was someone who also gets into like internet trouble with or internet trouble. But anyways, the news is that Azalea Banks actually created an NFT of a sex tape and sold it online for what was the amount? 17K, right? 17K sex tape, and she sold it on a NFT auction site, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sex tape is also audio only, so there's no video; it's just audio. And here's the funny thing about that. So after it was sold, she went on Instagram and ended up saying that crypto is a scam and that it's actually the government using reverse manipulation on us to make us think that crypto is anti-government when it's actually for the government. It's a whole lot of clusterfuckery. But I mean, the reason I'm talking about this is because it just shows you how kind of big and how crazy NFTs have gone to where it's become a discussion within itself, like within the last, I want to say a few weeks, right? Like there was another news where MF Doom, he actually has a signed NFT being auctioned off, and I think it reached like 12 Ethereum, which I don't know the exact
Yeah,
math on that, which is a lot though, right? It's like it's
it's
almost
about
like what?
over $20,000.
Yeah, over 20K, right? And then you have people who are saying that NFTs are destroying the environment, and there's that kind of big discussion about that. Um, you know, it's just a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people are discussing NFTs, but they don't necessarily understand how the workings of it, stuff like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, Azalea Banks. I mean, I'm kind of not surprised that she's doing stunts like this, but it is what it is. But speaking of overrated, tell me about Kings of Leon, Mikey.
oh, wow. I did not expect that kind of segue because Kings of Leon, they're also releasing their own NFT, but they're going to release an album as an NFT. And they're going to be the first rock band to do so. And in addition to a conventional release on services like Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon, the album is going to be released in NFT form on this site called Yellowheart, which is a blockchain-based music platform founded in 2018. The new album, When You See Yourself, will be delivered as the three different types of tokens because NFT means non-fungible token. And so there's three different types of tokens. The first is a special album package. The second, offering live show perks, and the third is contains exclusive audio-visual art. So like crypto art, NFT. But yeah, albums put out as NFTs generally have been. It has been done before by DJs like 3Loud. I don't like in the music DJ scene, and have seen prior releases. But the Kings of Leon is the first band to launch an entire album in a blockchain-based format. And the site Yellowheart, where they're offering it, they're minting 18 golden tickets that unlock actual front row concert tickets at every Kings of Leon tour for life as part of the NFT release. So like these NFTs are pretty valuable to the fans of Kings of Leon. And the band will auction 6 of these NFTs, with the remaining 12 to be vaulted, much like rare pieces of art. And the Yellowheart CEO said each one of those is a unique NFT with the most incredible Kings of Leon art you've ever seen. Mm-hmm. But the front row concert tickets for every concert tour for life, that seems pretty huge. And I think this might be the future of music, in my opinion. And concert tickets, they're going to be sold as form of NFTs and stuff. But anyways, speaking of I don't know how to do this. NFTs to Nintendo Switch. Oh, speaking of technology that we don't really understand, actually we kind of do now. Gio, tell me about Nintendo and Samsung.
All right, so like I feel like we talk about this at least every like 2 or 3 shows, but there are more rumors heating up about the Super Switch, which is another like upgraded version of the Nintendo Switch.
Uh-huh.
That the rumors is that they're partnering with Samsung, who is going to be the ones kind of developing the new screen for the Super Switch, right? They said that it's going to be a 7-inch screen. It's going to be OLED. And it's going to be 720p, right? So some people are kind of complaining about it being that it's going to be a 720p screen when other consoles are already running at 4K. They're like, why can't Nintendo at least get it to 1080? And I think a lot of people on the internet are saying that, well, you know what? For a screen that's small, like it doesn't really matter. But I'm not one to know much about kind of the details of like, resolution and stuff like that. But it will look nicer than the current screen. So the rumor is that the shipments will ship and head to assemblers in June, and we'll get an announcement this year for the console to be released next year. And I think go ahead.
Oh no, I was like, ooh, this year, but released next year. I'm like, oh.
Next year, yeah. I think the Nintendo leaker Nate Drake, who's kind of been known for getting things right. I think it was on Reset Era. It states that the console it's going to be announced this year and released in 2022. But also, he hinted that there was probably a pushback to next year because of COVID. So, it doesn't surprise me. Everything's getting pushed back because of COVID, but I'm excited. I mean, I already have a Nintendo Switch. I'll probably buy this. Like, there's like no doubt in my mind that I'm going to buy this.
Is there a Nintendo product that you haven't bought?
Like console? Yeah, I didn't buy Labo.
Yeah.
Okay. But as far as consoles go, I've owned every Nintendo console. Except the Virtual Boy.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Because that was like when I was a young kid, like when I was like 4 or 5.
I remember, looking at the box of the Virtual Boy at Target, and I was like, man, this looks so cool.
Yeah. And then, my parents couldn't afford it because,
Same.
And then not only that, but like it ended up only having like 10 games. So
I know, right?
Yeah, it was a big bomb. But other than that, dude, I've owned, like, I started off with the Super Nintendo, and I bought a regular Nintendo back in the day, and then I've owned everything ever since then, like every console. But anyways, is that it for our show, Mikey?
Yeah, I think that about does it for today. Well, actually, hold up. There's a whole set of topics. Oh, bam! But before I even get into this, I really got to go to the bathroom because I've been drinking a lot of coffee. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes.
For sure. What up, chat? What's everyone doing? I'll keep everyone busy while we wait for the next topics. But yeah, we got another set. We're going to be talking about Disneyland and Pokemans and Space Jams and the Weeknd's jams and Party Down. Oh, Party Down. I'm actually, if y'all haven't watched Party Down, it is one of my favorite TV shows to have come out. Nintendo a bitch should have made a 4K dock switch. Shut up, Nesto. I'll give you a 4K dock switch. What else? Olympics, Zatanna, Netflix. We got a lot of good stuff rolling on the docket while we wait for Mikey. Um, God damn, I am fucking starving. Actually, I haven't had breakfast today because my stomach was like full from what I ate last night, and now I want pizza. Like I had pizza earlier this week, but I'm craving more pizza, so I need pizza now. I just don't know what kind. I'm more of a, I like the pepperoni, but I feel like sometimes it gets played. I'm a big fan of chicken and bacon pizza. What about y'all? What about y'all in chat? What's your favorite toppings? Are y'all going for the classics, or do y'all like to go a little wild with it? Is Mikey coming back? Mikey is back. Pepperoni basic. You would be basic, Nesto.
Nintendo a bitch should have made a 4K dock switch, right?
You know what? Nintendo out here outselling everyone, so.
Alright, anyways, back to the show. So, news that doesn't affect a lot of people. But Disneyland have decided to reopen this year. Hold on, let me just. In the shareholders meeting, CEO Bob Chapek announced that Disneyland will aim to reopen with a limited capacity by late April, with a more specific date to be revealed in the coming weeks. While last week's announcement stated that theme parks may open starting on April 1st, the fact is it will take some time to get them ready for our guests, citing the work it will take to recall 10,000 furloughed cast members and retraining them to work under the new conditions and restrictions. And so, after a year of closures and a lengthy stalemate regarding the immediate future of parks between politicians and health departments and theme parks, they will finally be able to open on April 1st, April Fool's Day. But the catch is only California residents will be able to attend. And yeah, I remember one of the very last things you did before COVID closed everything. You went to Disneyland, right? How was that?
Oh, it was amazing. I'm still salty that I wasn't able to get on the Rise of the Resistance ride.
I'm salty that you even went there. I haven't been.
That's true. You're like the big Star Wars fan, and I'm there before you. I remember being the asshole that I am. I sent you a bunch of pictures of me there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Would you go back to Disneyland this year?
Fuck no.
Yeah, no. Like, you see that picture?
No.
You don't want to sit in a crowd just to watch fireworks?
Hell no. That's like, what's even the point? Like, if not everything is operational, and the amount of fucking shit that's going to be closed, like, and the amount of money you're spending, what the fuck is even the point? Like, I know someone I know. She went down to Disneyland because downtown Disney is open.
Oh yeah. Wait. She went down to Disneyland to shop at downtown Disney?
She just went to get her Disney fix, and I'm like, girl. I mean, I love Disneyland too, but like, you tripping?
Get her Disney fix by going to the shopping area of Disneyland?
Exactly. Yeah. No. She tripping.
Oh, anyways, speaking of things for children, actually, well, and that adults enjoy as well, like Disneyland. Gio, what can you tell me about Pokemon?
All right, so I think this was kind of in that week that we were off that Nintendo or the Pokemon Company had a Pokemon Direct, very similar to the State of Play and the Nintendo Direct that we talked about on the last show, before we had our break. And basically, they showed off 3 games, right? First was a new Pokemon Snap trailer, which comes out, I believe, in April. It's either April or March. It's either this month. No, I think it does come out this month, like the end of this month. Which looks cool. It looks fun. I love the Pokemon Snap. I'm probably gonna get this. Mikey, what do you think of Pokemon Snap?
Oh, dude, if Pokemon Snap had platinum trophies or like achievements, I would have had all the achievements at least 5 times because I found everything. I know how to get Scyther out of the bushes. I know how to bring Voltorb out of the ground and Diglett. I still remember how to do those. So yeah, I think this might be the game that might get me to buy a Nintendo console.
I doubt it, but we'll see. They also showed off remakes of Diamond and Pearl, known as Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, which they're kind of, if you look at the style, right, a lot of people thought that these were going to be remakes and they were going to look like the last Pokemon game, Sword and Shield. But they're actually very, very much faithful to the old games. It's still kind of like a top-down. It does have better graphics, like especially like they look like little chibi characters from the overworld, but when you get into the actual battles, like it looks more like actual like 3D models and stuff. So people are mixed about that. The next game is the one that got everyone talking. It was this game called Pokemon Legends Arceus, which people are calling it Pokemon of the Wild because it very much looks like an open world Pokemon game in the Breath of the Wild style.
I'm hyped. I think that might be the game that might get me into it.
So, yeah, I mean, it's going to come out early 2022. It looks promising, but if you look at the trailer, it also looks kind of janky. Mm-hmm. And people are not like Pokemon Game Freak. The people that make the Pokemon games aren't really known for their super technical prowess. And in fact, people are often complain that like their games are not up to par graphically. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. What they should do. I don't know why they don't do this, but what they should do is they should hit up Monolith Soft and be like, hey, y'all, can y'all help us with this? Monolith Soft, they're another Nintendo studio. They created the Xeno series and also helped with Breath of the Wild. Oh. I don't know why they don't do that, but we'll see. Anyways, speaking of anthropomorphic animals, Mikey, tell me about Space Jam.
So, new pictures of Space Jam has come out, and after his incredible acting performance in the Amy Schumer comedy Trainwreck, people have been demanding to see LeBron in Space Jam 2. And now it's finally happening. And it's going to be called Space Jam: A New Legacy, not Space Jam 2. And LeBron is going to play a heightened version of himself with a fictional family. There's going to be a 16-year-old as LeBron's son, Dom, and another older son, Darius, and a daughter, Zosha, and his wife, Camilla. The crux of the movie is that LeBron is having a hard time relating to his son, who is much more interested in creating games than playing them. And it's going to be produced by director of Black Panther, Ryan Coogler. He said the general idea was the examination of black fatherhood and how fatherhood could be unique to LeBron James specifically. There are parents who want to push their kids to do certain things because this is what they do. But sometimes you have to look into a kid and be able to have an open mind and ear to help them become the thing they've dreamed of. And it also has Don Cheadle, and it's going to have cameos and references by other Warner Brothers properties like Wonder Woman, Mad Max, Matrix, and Casablanca. So yeah, are you looking forward to this movie?
I mean, I love the first Space Jam. I think anyone within our age range loves Space Jam. Like, legit, I can't think of anyone our age that's like, yo, fuck Space Jam, it's a stupid-ass movie. Like, no one in our age range thinks that.
If Michael Jordan don't show up, 0 out of 10 is BTG play.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I was like, would he? Oh, no, he wouldn't.
I don't know, but like...
he has Nike money. He doesn't need Space Jam money. Yeah.
I doubt he'll show up, but like I'm excited for it. If it's gonna be good, I don't know. Like it's kind of a lot to like fulfill, like live up to our nostalgia. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where we'll look back and be like, yeah, it was okay, but kids will like it, and then they'll grow up with that version of Space Jam.
Yeah, and then they'll never knew that Pepe Le Pew existed because he's not going to be showing up in this movie. As you can see by the cover, he's not there. Anyways.
And they'll never know that motherfuckers were fiending for Lola Bunny either.
Right? Yeah, and like there's some people on the internet that are really mad about Lola Bunny being nerfed. So much that they're thinking about boycotting the movie. But speaking of boycotting, Gio, what can you tell me about The Weeknd?
That was a good one. All right, so The Weeknd, who those of you who don't know, is a singer from Canada, kind of an R&B singer, who had one of the biggest albums last year with one of the biggest hits, Blinding Lights. I I very much enjoyed his album. I'm a Weeknd fan. I'm not a huge Weeknd fan. Like, I'm not the type of person to get a Weeknd tattoo, but I'm a big Weeknd fan. He has said that he plans on boycotting the Grammys. He quoted, quote unquote, said, "I will no longer allow my label to submit my music to the Grammys," right? Because people are saying that this might be the biggest snub in all of Grammys history.
I would agree, and I don't even follow the Grammys.
Yeah. I mean, like the fact that he was shut out completely is very, 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 very surprising because it was a big hit. The man even performed at the Super Bowl halftime because it was a hit. Like he was in demand. The music was good, and he was selling records and he was going on.
But why was he snubbed?
So here's the thing, right? People are saying they believe that the fact that the Weeknd, right, he was in talks to do both the Super Bowl halftime show and also perform at the Grammys. For a while, he was in talks to do that. And when I think the Grammys didn't want him to do the Super Bowl halftime show, they wanted him only to perform at the Grammys. And I think this was at a time when I think both of those, because usually traditionally the Super Bowl and the Grammys are like back-to-back weekends, right? And that's not the case this year because of COVID and all that stuff, right? So people feel that the Grammys kind of felt slighted that he kind of chose the Super Bowl over the Grammys, and they decided to snub him, right? And this also comes off of like a couple of years ago when the president or the former president of the Grammy, or the person who oversees the Grammy, she was ousted and said that basically like the Grammys are a scam. It's usually selected by these committees of old white men, and just shit that we kind of already knew about it. I mean, there's no reason why Taylor Swift should have won Album of the Year over Kendrick Lamar unless it was, selected by a bunch of motherfuckers who don't know music, right?
Or Macklemore over Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, God. I'm just Anyways, so the Weeknd basically is boycotting the Grammys until he sees change happens, which I doubt it'll ever happen, right? But anyways, like I said, the Grammys are just nothing but, a sham and a big ass party for people who don't really know music. Speaking of parties, tell me about what's up with Party Down, Mikey.
So this cult hit that no one really watched, but me and you watched because in our personal life you both work together doing this thing that the show is about, and I'll tell you about it. So Starz is planning to bring back the show Party Down as a 6-part limited series, and the original creators are on board. The cult hit ran for 2 seasons on Starz from 2009 and 2010, starring Ken Marino, Adam Scott, Jane Lynch, Martha Starr, Ryan Hansen, Lizzie Kaplan, and Megan Mullally. I don't know. Those seasons are available in the Starz library, but it's too early to say if the entire cast would return, the spokeswoman said, but hopefully they do. So what the show is about. It follows a Los Angeles catering team, a group of 6 people, Hollywood wannabes, stuck working for tips while hoping for their big break, as Starz and Lionsgate put it in their logline. Each episode of this half-hour comedy finds a hapless catering team working a new event and inevitably, getting tangled up with colorful guests and their absurd lives. And hopefully the cast comes back. We don't know because this show came out right before Glee and Parks and Rec, and I forgot the other show that Martin starred. The other shows that Martin Starr and Lizzie Kaplan are on, but yeah, they've all became super successful after the show. But yeah, are you excited for this show or this?
Fuck yeah, dude! Lizzie Kaplan is bae in this show. Like, I'm fucking hyped. I hope she comes back. If Lizzie Kaplan don't come back, I'm not gonna watch it. That's the only stipulation.
And I'm like as I said earlier, we used to work in a catering business, and this show gets it to a T. Like, you know how some people say the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds pretty much is like the restaurant business to a T. This show is the catering business to a T. And it's amazing and it's hilarious. If you like Parks and Rec, I would recommend it. It's the same type of humor, I would think.
Yeah, it's really good. I I love that show. I'm so glad that it's getting a shot at a kind of a finale. I don't think it's going to continue past this, but give it some closure. I'm happy with that.
Right, but yeah. Speaking of revivals and things coming back, Gio, what can you tell me about the Olympics?
So, I mean, we all know that the Olympics were going to be set last year, 2020, to be held in Tokyo, Japan. And then it got pushed back because of Corona, COVID. And now that Japan, the Olympics board, they have decided that they're going to move forward with the Olympics at 2021, but with one big stipulation.
What's that?
No overseas spectators.
What? What's the point?
Exactly, right?
To see the athletic prowess of the athletes
compete. Yeah, right. And someone made a joke online that they were like, "Yeah, I heard Japan is also planning on doing the Olympics without overseas competitors too, so they can get all the medals." But yeah, I mean, this is kind of it's cool that this going on, and I think that's good for the athletes that they're still moving.
Definitely. Like they trained 4 years only for COVID to take their opportunity away.
Right, and then some of these athletes, right? Either they either only have one shot at this, or like their window is closing, right? So, you know, I hope that they can get this shit to run well to where the athletes can actually compete. At the other time, it sucks for the spectators, the people who wanted to go see.
We were planning to go.
I was planning to go. Yeah, I was planning to go. Maybe not for the Olympics, but I was going to go the month before. Because once the Olympics happen, the show is going to get expensive. But yeah, I'm sad because this means if they're not going to have overseas spectators for the Olympics, this pretty much confirms that their borders are going to be closed until like at least fall, which means that I won't be able to go to Japan, and that makes me sad because I've been fucking learning Japanese in anticipation for this trip, but now I have more time to work on my skills. So, you know, silver lining, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be how do I say this? It's gonna be worth it, worth the long wait. And speaking of the long wait, Mikey, tell me about this Zatanna and what's going on with her.
BTG said you ain't never going to Japan. But anyways, yeah. So turns out during a investors call held by AT&T, they released an image confirming that the Warner Brothers studio is developing DC projects for Batgirl and Zatanna. Live action. We don't know if it's going to be a show or a movie. Gio, Zatanna is your shit, right?
Bruh. Hold on. Let me show you something real quick. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, Gio's been talking about Zatanna for like years, and I never knew who she was. So what's that? Oh, wow.
I'm so hyped. This is one of the few figures. I usually unbox my figures, but this is one of the few that I kept within. It's Zatanna from the Batman animated show. I'm fucking hyped. Zatanna is my second favorite DC superhero. It's like her and the Blue Beetle are like up there. And I am so fucking hyped. I am so hyped.
Well,
I'm like, no, they better not CW this. I swear to God, if they fuck this up like they did Arrow and The Flash, don't give me no melodramatic bullshit. Give me a good Zatanna TV show. Don't fuck this up, WB. Don't fuck this up.
I mean, did they also announce a live action Blue Beetle as well? Or is that rumor? Or
that was rumored in development, but
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, WB and DC have been developing a Batgirl project since 2017 when it was announced that Joss Whedon was working on a solo film for Barbara Gordon. But since then, Joss Whedon has left that project amid various controversies about his professional behavior, and it's since been revealed that Birds of Prey, Christina Hodson, the writer of Birds of Prey, is going to be writing for Batgirl. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, we both like Birds of Prey, so
yeah,
I'm excited.
Honestly, top 5 of 2020. And yeah, discussions on a solo project for Zatanna first surfaced 3 years ago. But at the time, it was expected that the magical Zatanna Zatara could get her own movie. WB and DC never really publicly hired, or they never publicly hired anyone at all to work on a Zatanna movie. But
Hire me.
the more rumors are pointing to Zatanna being involved in the J.J. Abrams Justice League Dark project for HBO Max. But we don't know if that's rumors are rumors. And there's an expectation that the team up series could give various members solo shows before and after. So people think Zatanna might be one of them. But yeah, but speaking of projects being developed for streaming services and being able to enjoy them, what can you tell me about Netflix, Gio?
Yo, Netflix be some hating motherfuckers. I swear to God. Yeah, so apparently this has been starting to go on. Netflix basically says that no more passwords are allowed to be shared. And what we know is that basically what people do, right, when it comes to these streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, whatever, what people do is basically one person buys the account and then they end up sharing the password so that multiple people can log on and watch, right? Sometimes people just give up their password for friends, or sometimes you go into a plan and say, hey, let's split this like 2 ways, 3 ways, and we end up paying cheaper because there's so many damn fucking streaming services out now, right? Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Crunchyroll, Funimation, VRV. And they, some are very niche, some are kind of more, the more mainstream ones. And what's been going on is that users have been reporting that people have been getting screens saying that they have to be in the same household as the account holder. And then that if it comes to the case of someone who does own an account wanting to log into somewhere else, they have the option to get a verification number texted to them.
What the?
Yeah. So people have been seeing that this has been going on. Netflix has commented on this saying that, this is all for the consumer as far as security purposes, and we want people to not get their Netflix account hacked so that other people are watching it for free. But that's a whole load of bullshit. We know it's all about the profit. Yeah, the control and the profit. Yeah. I mean, there was like a report, I want to say like months ago, about it was a high number of people who don't pay for their Netflix that use it. Right?
I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, Netflix is like, yo, we want that money and we're going to say this about the consumer, but we all know that it's not. As of right now, this has only been kind of used on This only been used on the TV apps. So like the Roku or Apple apps haven't been affected by this yet. I wonder if it's been on the the PlayStation app, because that's where I watch Netflix on.
Yeah, and BTG places. You pulling a Sony share thing. Got to change your main account if you want to play your stuff on another PS4. Yeah.
Whole lot of bullshit. But anyways, speaking of streaming service bullshit, tell me about shit.
I don't know what to tell you about that. I think
tell me about some water. Shut up.
All right. But anyways, Justice League. People saw the Snyder Cut because children who were trying to watch Tom and Jerry were instead treated to the Snyder Cut of Justice League. And they watched, I think...
No fucking way!
Oh, you didn't know about this?
No! This is the first time I heard about this.
Yeah, so... so people trying to watch Tom and Jerry were instead treated to the Snyder Cut on HBO Max for, I think, the hour 30. They didn't get to watch the whole thing because it cut off when... the Tom and Jerry runtime movie ended. And and then when someone talked about it, the internet caught on, and then I think a lot of people were able to watch some of it. And and Zack Snyder also confirmed that there's an extra epilogue chapter on top of the movie, and it's going to be a 20-minute epilogue called called A Father Twice Over. So I don't know. Well, actually, here are the names of the 6 chapters of the Justice League. Tell me if this gets light something in your head. Don't count on it, Batman. 1, 2. The Age of Heroes. 3. Beloved Mother, Beloved Son. 4. Change Machine. 5. All the King's Horses. And then the last chapter, chapter 6, Something Darker. Is that...
No, nothing really triggered me as far as like hype. But you gotta tell me that Zack Snyder's Justice League movie is actually 4 hours and 20 minutes, 4:20.
Oh yeah.
This is all memes.
But HBO Max cut that the leak short. But actually, I don't even know what people said about what they saw because I kind of want to go into it fresh, like how I did with Batman v Superman Ultimate Cut, even though that was terrible. And I want to go into the Snyder Cut, like thinking that it's going to be good. But yeah, anyways, speaking of projects being revived and also being in live action, Gio, what can you tell me about the Powerpuff Girls?
All right, so this was actually news like months ago that the CW was developing, or they were essentially going to give the Powerpuff Girls a Riverdale treatment. They were going to take this beloved, they were going to take this beloved like children's property and then give it like an edgy like teen like reboot. So what this is they're going to create a live action Powerpuff Girls show where the girls are now in their 20s and they're jaded and disillusioned with the fact that they lost their childhood because they were fighting crime all those years, right?
Yeah.
And now that we see the 3 leads are now casted, right? And they are Chloe Bennett, who we know as Daisy Johnson / Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to play Blossom. Dove Cameron is going to play Bubbles. Have you heard anything about Dove Cameron?
Yeah, she was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was a bad guy in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Chloe Bennett and Dove Cameron, I think, had a couple fighting scenes with each other. So, like, their chemistry on the show should translate to Powerpuff.
Who the fuck was she in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
She showed up in the later seasons. I forgot. I forgot the show wasn't that good. It's kind of forgettable. So I forgot what Dove Cameron did. But she was kind of like I think she was a mutant, like Quake. Had powers and stuff.
So like an Inhuman, basically.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah. I'm
okay.
normie when it comes to comics, but yeah.
And then Jana Peralta as Buttercup. I've never heard of her.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with her.
So yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how this goes. I mean, I'm not gonna watch this, but I am interested to see a trailer.
Yeah, like once you said Riverdale style, I was like, that took out all the excitement out of me because, like, not gonna lie, Powerpuff is dope. Like,
yeah.
When as a cartoon, and I was like, okay, Mojo Jojo, like it came on right before Dexter's Laboratory, right? And then, but now that you said Riverdale style, I'm not. Yeah, like BTC Play said in the chat, it's gonna be trash.
Yep. I'm not hyped for this at all.
Yeah,
but anyway.
So that actually brings us to the end of our show. And Gio, I think you have do you have a few last words for us?
Yeah, give me the one.
All right, and stick around after the show, by the way. Or you can tell them that.
Anyways. All right, so as you can see, this has kind of been a week of partnerships, whether it be Microsoft or Bethesda, Cartoon Network and the CW, Nintendo and Samsung, and just always go out there and try to be on your best foot. try to be empathetic towards people, and don't forget to always be yourself. Also, don't be someone who fucking puts their sex tape on the blockchain, because that's kind of weird. Anyways, this has been your boy Gio Flow, and I will. This has been Gio Flow, and you fool.
Oh, and Mikey.
Yeah, and don't forget to check us out on our socials. My social is Geo_Huey_ or Geo Huey Flow. Mikey, what's your IG?
It's Hyphy Soul with the underscore at the end.
And then you can also find our official 1v1 show accounts at on Instagram at the 1v1 show. And then on Twitter, you can find us at the 1v1 show tweet. And then check out our YouTube, which I'm going to edit right after the show, which I've been slacking on, but I will get on that. And don't forget to check out our Patreon. We still have that WandaVision pop for a raffle. Not WandaVision, the Wanda pop for the raffle. And then you know what? You can also check out our other perks, such as submitting topics for the show, as well as even the possibility of hosting with me, while Mikey is in the background, kind of doing the producing and stuff like that. But stick around. We're gonna have a post show in just a second. Thanks for rocking with us, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.
That actually flowed better than most of our shows. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Oh, from where? What kind of pizza are you gonna get? I mean. Oh, hold up. Can't hear Gio. It's my bad. There we go. Oh yeah, Gio's trying to talk about pizza. Doesn't know where to order from. But what kind of pizza is he gonna get?
I don't know. I know you're more of a picky eater than me, but you know what's fucking bomb? Indian pizza.
You know, Raph and Colleen have been talking to me about that the last 2 times I've seen them.
Oh really?
They're like, yo,
Yeah,
go to Tasty Indian Pizza. Like that's what the restaurant's called.
I think that place is closed because of COVID, but
Yeah.
there's this other place called Star Pizza that I want to check out. I think I might order from there.
What's your opinion on pineapple on pizza?
I'm not crazy about it, but I don't hate it. Like I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna order. I wouldn't order it myself, but I'm not gonna like throw a fit.
Yeah.
If there's pineapple on pizza.
Same. I think it's weird. Have you seen there's cereal pizza now? I've seen people put Fruit Loops on the pizza.
What the fuck? That is weird. No, that's where you lose me with this.
And then there's also peanut butter pizza where there's no cheese or sauce. It's just peanut butter on the bread. Which that's pretty good. Those aren't people.
Oh well, they have peanut butter wings at Fire Wings. Have you seen those? Have you tried those?
That sounds gross.
I heard they're pretty good. But
peanut butter with meat?
Hey, remember when we went to that fucking the Flaming Grill in Sac and I had the peanut butter and jelly burger? We went with Voldemort when we took my grandfather's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty good. It was definitely it wasn't as bad as you would imagine.
I can't even imagine the taste.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so I'm looking at Star Pizza. I'm looking at their sales. Let's see. They got a party pack. No, I don't need that much unless me and my brother wants to split with me. Let's see. Ooh, lunch special. They got wings too, potato wedges. Okay, so here's their gourmet pizza. So they have a regular combination, which is, sauce, cheese, pepperoni, salami, sausage, beef, mushrooms, black olives, cream. That sounds like a supreme. They got the Hawaiian creamy garlic combo. So that creamy garlic sauce, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, salami, sausage, beef, mushrooms.
It's time to multiply.
What?
What the fuck?
What?
Did he? Someone followed MKV team, and then I have a following. I have a follow stream alert that has me dancing. Wait, what do you think about this? Hold on, I didn't know this. Here.
Oh, I just saw it. Oh, that's pretty
It's
funny.
time to multiply.
I need to get alerts like that from my stream when I set up, because I think once I get set, because I'm going to come into some cash flow, plus the stimulus.
Dude, my Biden bucks came through.
Oh, they're in your account. They're not pending.
No. Yeah, no. Like I looked in my account this morning, and then I got 1,400, and then I'm about to put all of that into crypto.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, I got an email this morning, Mikey. Our NFT packs are here.
What? Wait, like, we can open them? Oh shit! I'm gonna open mine on my stream then. I can't hear you.
I said yes, sir. Maybe we get some bronze.
Yeah, dude, that'd be crazy. But yeah. I forgot I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Anyways, I don't know. You want to just close it out, or
Yeah, we'll close it out. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Make sure you follow us on our socials, check out our Patreon, and we'll be back next week with more of a recap of this week's news, and we will check you all out later.
Right.
Peace.
And shout out to BTG Play and Dolia Rim for stopping by and hanging out. Until then.
Yeah. Shout out to the guys. Oh, also, real quick, before you... I want to give a special shout out to BTG Play. Check his channel out later. He's going to be having an Uno championship, which I will try to claim the belt this week after being cheated the last 2 times. So check it out. I believe it starts at 8. I'm not sure.
PST?
BTG, let me correct me if I'm wrong. I think it starts at 8. But other than that, I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, I'll stop by because I'm watching UFC tonight, and then I'll stop by. 8 p.m. PST for sure. All right, yeah, I'll hang on in the chat.
For sure. All right, now we'll see y'all later.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Dude, the transition is so good.